I think you guys got the Queen of Swords I don't know if it was last month or the last time I did weeklies, but we have the King of Swords for you this time. And he's a little different from the Queen. The Queen's all about, she's gone through the difficulty, she's gone through everything, and that's her truth. Her experience is her truth. The King of Swords, he's a king, so he has mastery over this. He has mastery over thoughts, ideas, beliefs, and the way he communicates them. Now, the thing with the King of Swords is amazing energy, great as an advisor. He has the knowledge. He knows what to do. He has no problem making decisions. That's just it. You have him sat up here. You have the Seven of Cups beneath him. He always knows what to do. People go to him to ask him what to do. If we're looking at the kings as careers or, the kind of jobs that they do, he'd be a lawyer or a consultant or, an advisor of some kind because he knows. You go to him, he's going to tell you exactly what to do without emotions involved in it. Now, is that the problem though? This is how we have to work with the cards together. Whereas he doesn't have a problem making a decision. What does he do? He will set aside emotions. He won't let emotions get involved. And he comes from a purely logical place. And I kind of feel like you're trying to do that with something. I'll explain why when we get to the bottom of row, why I'm saying that. But that's kind of this week. You might have already been doing that. You might start this week trying to figure out what to do next, where you're going, what the solution is, but you'll feel like you're doing it from a purely logical place. And hey, I'm an Aquarius sun. I get it. That's how we are. We're air signs, right? So we do that stuff. However, we have fire and water coming in here. So that's not, three of the cards, half the spread is fire. That's your passion, your action, your creativity. And the other two cards are emotions. And yet you're kind of holding it down just mentally at the moment. I hear you, Libra. I hear you. So at the heart of your reading, and the heart's like, what do we focus on? What does everything revolve around? It kind of feels like you want a new beginning, right? So the Ace of Wands, the aces, I will say this. Yes, there are opportunities, but that's your wand. So when we start off with the ace, it's no one else is involved there. It's us. So an opportunity for us to do whatever that ace is. So with the wands, it's to take action. It's that spark. We see the potential, the full potential of what could happen here if we were to express that passion or that creativity. So for some of you, you've already got a spark, an idea, that something that needs fanning, the flame needs to be fanned a little bit so you can turn it into something else. For others of you, I think you would kill to have this kind of a spark right now. It's almost as if, I want something new. I want something to get excited about. I want something or someone, right, to get passionate about. So we've got this as the focus. It is a general. So remember, guys, some of you, I always say this, tarot timings are strange. Whenever you get people saying, when will this happen? Even though it's a weekly spread. Now, when I sit and shuffle the cards, I'm trying to get the energies for the week. Some of you are going to blow through this energy within the first few days. Some of you have already done this. You come into the week thinking, hang on, I've already just gone through that. Because we hit our energies differently. We go through energies differently. So, for others of you, this might happen in November. So always remember that the energies are available to us, but we don't all work through the energies at the same pace or in the same areas. Some of us, this spark's going to be sex. We want passion. We want that kind of excitement in a relationship. For others, this is going to be, no, I want to start a new business. My friendships and stuff are boring. I want new social circle. So we can apply the energy anywhere. Remember that. But whatever it is, wherever you're coming from, the reason you want this makes perfect sense as well. We have the 10 of Wands coming up as a past energy. Now, have a look at him. He's exhausted. He's been carrying that burden for a while, and that's what it was. And maybe that's why you're kind of doing the King of Swords thing, because there's a reason. Everything that we do, it serves us. We do it because it serves us. We see the benefit in it. And, a lot of times I've had people come to me and say, I can't get over, I can't leave this job, or I can't get out of this situation. I'm so stupid. I'm so this. And I say, you're not stupid. You get something out of it. And it's just understanding what you get out of it. And is there anything else that you could do to get that same, if it's security or love or whatever, right? So in the past, maybe that's like why you're overthinking this new beginning, is because you might have started something like this before, a relationship, a job, a project, a hobby, anything, whatever this is. And it ended up like this, a burden that you ended up putting down, or you have, with the 10 of Wands, you can't carry that forever. Have a look at this guy. He's down on one knee. Even though he's home now, he can put the burden down. And so, yes, there can be memories of this. So they, thinking that, yes, I want to start something new. Yes, I want whatever this new thing is, this new opportunity. But the last time I did it, I ended up like this. And remember, the foundation of the past, that's last week, last month, last year, whenever, right? You're ready, though. You are ready. I know it's kind of daunting to go again. And that's the cycle. That's how they run. Starts off from the ace, goes to the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then the 10. And then the cycle completes and we start again. Start again with the ace. And that's what you're doing. This is, for some of you, this is a second chance within a situation. For others of you, you're looking for that second chance. And maybe that's what you're trying to put your thinking hat on for, and to think, how can I get a second chance in this? Or you've just finished something massive, whether it was problems at work, stress at work, because this can be where you've had a great workload. Now you've put it down and you're like, okay, what should I do next? Or a relationship. Maybe you and your partner went through something horrendous. And now for some of you, you're either looking for a new start somewhere else. For others of you, you're looking for a second chance to reignite that spark within that relationship. Sounds wonderful. Except we have the 7 of Cups in the present. So with the 7 of Cups in the present, this is our options. We're looking at our options. And that's just it. We have 7 cups in front of us. We're asked to pick one. And we're looking at it and we don't even know which cup we want. Why? Because some of them seem too good to be true. Some of them like, oh yeah, that kind of looks good, but I like the idea of it. I don't know if I'd be able to put in the work and the effort and the action and the energy to do that. So a lot of discerning going on when we're looking at our options. This is the card of illusions, of fantasies, of dreams. So that's what you're doing. You're trying to figure out what it is that you want. Now that's where you're going wrong, Libra. And I say wrong in inverted commas because I don't believe in right or wrong. Whatever it is, this process too serves you to get you to where you need to be. Sometimes we have to look at every single no before we get to the yes. And that's what it feels like you're doing. So this asks you to pick the cup, to pick the dream that, is worth pursuing for you. And only you can figure out if it's worth pursuing or not. And yet you're doing it logically. You're logically trying to figure this out. And which is great. Trust me, I read for plenty of people. All they do is come at it from a heart place and they don't even give it a thought of why they're doing it. So it's about that balance. It's almost like a chariot type feeling, even though we can't see the chariot here. Sometimes I pick up the energies as other cards. And it's almost as if you're trying to figure out the logical reason. But whenever we get to the 7s, it's asking us to reevaluate, to assess. And cups are emotional. Which dream is worth pursuing emotionally? Which one do you have, makes you feel that happiness, that joy, that love, that this is what I want. This is what I want to go for. It kind of reminds me of situations like in relationships. I try to explain the energies, how I'm picking them up. Sometimes you can be in a great relationship, and I get this from people sometimes. Person's fabulous, person's fine, they've been dating for a while, and what they want to know is, why are we not getting married? And it's like, you're overthinking it, you're committed, you're happy, but your brain's going, well, where's this going? What are we doing? And overthinking it, even though what you have is a dream worth pursuing, right? That's for a relationship. Or, I don't know, for work. Yes, you finished a project you might have done really well, what you're trying to figure out here, is that, there's no pentacles here, but I'll say, but is the money good? Is it paying well? Is there longevity here? And, does it allow me to express my creativity, my passion? But you're doing it logically. That might be a tick in every single one of those boxes, but your heart's like, oh, we just don't like it here. We don't like the team and all this, that kind of stuff. And I say we, because inside each and every single one of us, there's a team. There's a team of us that's different sides of our personalities, of a passionate side, the home loving side, the one that's purely us, that's the ego self, the fears, the doubts, our sexual selves, our romantic selves. There's a team in there, and everyone gets to have their say, right? But no one is having their say. The logical self is just having a say here. They're saying, well, what's the heart saying? Now, when you listen to your heart and your heart says, well, this is the dream worth pursuing, this is what I want, that's when that fire truly lights up. This is the Page of Wands, is the muse, and that's coming up in the future. And remember what I always say to you, and I'm sorry if some of you watched me from the start and you have to hear me say this shit every week. So I'm sorry, but there's been a lot of new people joining. So I want to make sure everyone understands. This is Act 1. This is Act 2. You must go through Act 2 to get to Act 3. And Act 3 is written as you go through Act 2. This doesn't even exist. So whenever you go to a tarot card reading and say, when will this happen? Or will this happen? Or what's coming up? You're asking about the most bullshit position that is in a spread. Because it's the one that can be changed. It's the one that you can change. So when we have the Page of Wands coming up here, but this is about excitement, enthusiasm, going in a different direction. And with the Ace of Wands here, whatever this spark is, this is taking it in a different direction. This might be that week, Libra, whatever you've been mulling on, a new beginning that you want, a second chance that you want, you actually figure out a way to get it, but in a different way. And the thing that was missing was the heart aspect, listening to what your heart says about this. Is it emotionally fulfilling me or not? Like I said, it could tick every box mentally, but if you just don't feel it, you don't feel it, right? Here you feel it. Fire, passion, creativity. What am I going to do with this? Page of Wands is taking it in a different direction. Remember that. So we have another page coming in. And I always say this, pages they're very similar to Aces energy. It's the beginning. It's where the potential is held, right? That's what they usually see them as messengers that bring in offers for us, because that's just the beginning of it. We're just finding out about it and we're just like, oh, this exploring it. And I do see the Page of Wands as a little explorer. I say little, I know I shouldn't say that, but they're pages. It's not mature energy. The Kings, they've reached the mature level. The pages haven't. And why would they? They're the messengers, right? That's what their job is. But your advice is another page, and the page here is the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is saying to you, where this is your spark, right? The excitement, what you want to do, your enthusiasm to do something. To get to that, and I also feel like with the Page of Wands coming up, you'll know which direction to go in here. You might not still know that. Remember, that's future. And these two positions tell us how to get to that future, or how not to get to it if it was a card that you don't want. But I feel like you do want this because they're very similar energies there. He's saying that, you already have an idea of what you love. Your heart already has a say in this. Same as the Seven of Cups. But he sits underneath the Ten of Wands. And I get the sense that a lot of you are at a place where you know what you don't want, even if you don't know what you do want yet. If that makes sense. So you don't want this. You don't want to end up like this again with this burden. But it's saying that's fine. Out of this experience, because every experience does serve us, you figured out what it is that you did want. Sometimes it's just the opposite. I want a team that works better. I want a partner who's not so crazy, or, whatever it is. But with the Page of Cups coming up, they're saying to follow your heart. There's something there. Both of these two, there's a budding emotion. There's a budding spark of something here, of excitement, of passion, of something. But you're being asked to nurture and grow them. Usually the Page of Cups has a little fish in his cup. And that little fish can't live in a cup, right? It has to be nurtured, grown, taken care of. Same with that emotion that you have. Same with that spark that you have here. You have to take this in a certain direction to let it grow, to let it blaze into this beautiful thing, whatever it can be.